Today on Metro Woman, I'm in Batavia with Deb Chance. She followed her dream of owning her own business, and she's doing great. She shared how she got her business started, but I want to know how she even came up with the idea of Dining Stones.
Now, how hard was that to actually come up with your solution? I mean, the dream from becoming the dream to becoming the product. How hard of a process is that?
Yeah, well, for me, I've always been kind of a problem solver. I think I don't know if that's it just came natural, like I mentioned before.
A little bit of family history.
Family history.
Yeah.
I think that I just I didn't really force it. I just thought there is a solution. I know it's out there. I believed it was out there. And just kind of let that mull over about 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
Kind of like a recipe for cooking.
Sure.
You know, I let it kind of steep in there, and then I remembered that stone, and I put the story together. Kind of like as if I gave it to my mind, and my mind came up with the solution itself. And so then I grabbed the stone, cleaned it up, put it in the oven, and discovered that it would stay hot for extended periods of time. And I told my husband, I said, I think we're really onto something here.
So you were your own scientist in your own kitchen experimenting.
Exactly,
Oh,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I came up with I thought it has to be something, a name of the company has to be something that really kind of describes what it does.
Oh, that's true.
So I came up with the idea of Dining Stones.
Okay.
And I bought the website address along with all the other possible names you could call it, like, you know, plate warmers or this type of thing, .com.
Yeah.
And all of those are forwarded then to my main website.
Okay, and
so
tell us again what your website is.
DiningStones.com.
And that's simple and easy.
Yes.
That's nice.
That's right.
Very easy and very nice. Okay. So when you went through this process, and I'm thinking of other people that have an idea or a problem they'd like to come up with, what were some of the do's and don'ts of entrepreneurship as you have gone through now?
Right. I didn't want to jump in financially to where I would get over my head. I had to go, it was baby steps.
Good advice.
One step at a time. It was, you know, so the first thing was prototyping. Well, that costs a little bit, so it was spread over a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then getting the S Corporation formed, and then naming it, buying all the URLs of the websites, and then kind of finding the right web developer, also in Fairfield, Iowa. There's amazing resources in Fairfield, Iowa for entrepreneurs and businesses that are successful.
More with Deb when we come back. But first, here's another quick and easy recipe from Kayla Westergaard from the Iowa Egg Council.
Looking for a family favorite recipe that you can make in less than 15 minutes? Well, today we're going to be making pot of gold peppers. Let's get started. What you'll need are 4 peppers, 4 eggs well beaten, a half a cup of non-fat milk, 1 cup of bacon, 1 cup of cheddar cheese, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of salsa, a half a cup of broccoli, a half a cup of rice, and then sour cream to taste. Now, the first thing you want to do with this recipe is cut off the tops of the peppers and then clean out the inside and wash well. And as you can see, we've already done that. The next step in this recipe is to take your 4 eggs and pour them into a large mixing bowl. Next, you'll take your half cup of milk and beat well. Next, you'll stir in the salt and salsa. And this is actually a very nutritious recipe as well. Next, you'll add your broccoli, rice, and then 3/4 of the 1 cup of bacon. We'll use the rest of the bacon to top off the peppers, as well as 3/4 of your 1 cup of cheese. And mix well. The next step is to pour the egg mixture into the peppers. So we'll do that by using a custard cup to hold the pepper in place. And then we'll just spoon in the mixture. After you finish filling up your pepper 2/3 of the way full, put its lid back on. And I'm going to finish up the rest of these peppers and put them in the microwave for about 12 to 15 minutes. And I'll see you after the break with pot of gold peppers. Now we've just pulled our peppers out of the microwave and they smell and look so good. To top them off, we've taken some low-fat sour cream, some of our leftover bacon and cheese, and voila, there you have it, pot of gold peppers.
Today on Metro Woman, I'm in Batavia with Deb Chance, the creator and owner of her own business. Deb took a risk and started doing something she loves when she created dining stones, and she's doing great so far. But it took a lot of hard work and faith from family and friends for Deb to get where she is today.
This just didn't happen overnight.
No.
And I think that might be a pitfall is I got the idea I want money to come in like next month. I want it ready. And that's not the way it goes.
It doesn't work that way.
So patience must be
Patience.
a big virtue of entrepreneurship.
It's so true. It took
Yeah.
9 months to really develop everything, get it
Okay.
all in place.
And that must have been full-time work for 9 months.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I worked full time.
Okay.
And so this was on the side and on the weekends.
You had a busy life then.
Very busy life.
Yes.
Not a whole lot of socializing going on. It was work and then work.
Right. And you mentioned earlier about your support group. And that in any new venture is important.
Yes.
Tell me about your support group.
Okay, so the first and primary is my immediate family.
Sure.
So my husband and my daughter, very helpful, because right now, before that, we were all three taking turns at, it was someone's turn to cook, someone's turn to clean, and it was an even third, but they really kicked in and helped out. When I was through this whole process, they did more than their share to allow me the freedom to do what I needed to do to make this happen. And then extending on, local Fairfield Entrepreneur Association has been amazing resource for venture capital money, bank connections, seminars and training sessions to help me learn more about online blogging.
And those things are so
social
important.
networking.
Yes.
It is.
And you wouldn't think you have to know all that internet stuff, but in this day and age, you do.
This is we have to embrace it.
Yeah.
It is here.
Don't fight it. It's
Don't
here to
fight
stay.
it.
Yeah.
Make it work for you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
Well, and I think it's interesting. You have started via the internet, and now you want to go into the retail world.
That
so
would be my next step.
how's this going to compare to internet sales?
Right, that's going to change everything.
Yeah.
Because right now I can keep up with everything as a team of us.
Right.
But if we do go into a wholesaling business and a restaurant sales, then I will likely have to move on to getting a building and hiring employees and having the business drive the size of everything.
Right. So I'm sure you've given thought to, do I want to go that big? Because that's going to take more time, more people. Or do I want to stay at the level I'm at? So I'm sure you weighed the pros and cons of both.
Oh, I can imagine it being big. I'm okay with that.
So if you have the vision and the energy and the time,
Right.
you can do it. But if you want to stay small, you can probably stop at any level and say, this is enough.
That's true too.
Right.
That's
Well,
true, too.
How exciting. Well, I think you've taught us never say never. There's always something you can do if you have the time and the passion to do it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Follow your dream.
Follow your dream.
More on dining stones when we come back on Metro Woman.